Everybody. I'm so glad that you were able to join me. I know that you are following along with the challenge, so let's get right into it today. I want to congratulate you for making it to day 3 of the challenge. Sit back here so you guys can see me. Today is our core day, and it's going to be short. So if you have fallen behind in the challenge, if you're just getting started, it's a great place to begin the challenge. If you are like, I don't even know what we're talking about, what is she talking about? The challenge is the 21 days of Fitmas. My name is Teresa Horn. I am the founder of Sisterhood of Strong and the CEO of Teresa Horn Coaching. This is a challenge that I kind of put together for myself. I do a challenge in December to push myself every year, and I've done it in the past for clients, and I just thought that I would share it with you this year. So we are putting this together as we go. So what you want to do is, if you haven't already downloaded the challenge, you want to make sure that you click the link in the description and go download the challenge. It is going to look something like this. I know you guys can't see really great, but it's 21 days of Fitmas, right? In the Christmas season. We work every day except Sunday. And there's a recovery day built in. So there's a day when you're just stretching or foam rolling. We'll get to that day soon. But we're moving every day. We are consistently moving every day. We're making the commitment to ourselves and to follow the plan, and that's what you are going to do. So if you're already exercising, if you already are doing something, then you can add things in on the days when you're not. If you need more, you could add. If you are just starting out, this is the perfect place to begin. So today is our core day. I am incorporating some toys today. If you have them, then I say get them out and use them. A lot of you have a big ball. We'll use the big ball if you have it today. Some of you may have a small ball. We'll use your small ball if you have it today. If you don't have either, I'll also show you options to do without either. So I'm going to grab my timer here. You'll need your timer for most of these workouts to time some of your work. And yeah, so as I was starting to get ready to film, to come live for you today, I actually I was praying for everybody, and the Lord gave me a verse to share with you this morning. So I'm going to read this for you before we get started. It's Psalms 119, 130. Make sure that you have your stuff. We're going to go ahead and get started as I read. So I'm going to make sure you guys can see me well. There we go. All right. Psalms 119. We're going to warm up a little bit before we get to moving. Psalms 119, verse 130. I want you on all fours. We're going to start out with cat-cow to warm up. So on all fours, your weight equally distributed between your hands and your knees. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone under and curve up into your shoulders. And then arch that back. Woo. And then we're going to just move back and forth. And I'm going to go ahead and read this to you this morning. It's Psalms 119, verse 130. And this is the Passion Translation. Break open your word within me until revelation light shines out. Those with open hearts are given insight into your plans. Keep going with this cat-cow. It feels really good to do this first thing in the morning, you guys. One more time. All right, now we're going to move to our back. Moving to your back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Can you receive the word and move at the same time? We're going to do a bridge. So our feet are flat on the floor Knees are bent. We're going to lift our bottom up and then bring it back down. I'm going to read this verse again, Psalms 119, verse 130. Break open your word within me until revelation light shines out. Those with open hearts are given insight into your plans. Keep lifting. And so, as we dedicate ourselves to some fitness this month, you know, maybe you've been moving for a while, but you're trying to take it up a notch. Maybe you've been thinking about moving for a while, but you have not taken any steps to move yet. Maybe you are consistent, but you want a little bit more. Whatever it is, we can go to God for insight, for revelation. He has plans for us, and we want to ask him what those plans are. Because what's the point of moving outside of God's plans for us, right? What's the point of that? Everything that we grind to create outside of God, we also have to grind to maintain. But when we are walking in alignment, give me a V sit, you guys. We're going to stretch these legs out. When we're walking in alignment with what God says, he's going to maintain it. And that goes the same for our fitness. When we are grinding and trying to do things to our bodies, through our bodies, with our bodies, that God didn't design, that's not a part of what God's plan is for us. Give me one leg forward, one leg back. We also have to maintain that. And there's a price that we pay for that. You know, you can see, you watch people who, you can see that they're grinding their bodies into the ground, but they don't look healthy and strong. Or maybe you do think they look healthy, but they're paying a price for that within their bodies. All right, so let's get started. So our first move on core day, make sure I'm using our sheet, you guys. Our first move on core day is crunches on the ball. We're going to do 25. So I've got 2 different balls here that I could use. If you don't have a ball, you can just do your crunches from the floor. I'm going to start with the crunches from the floor. If you have your ball and you're like, I'm going to use my ball, go right ahead. Go to your ball. Or you could do both. We're going to start on the floor. Knees are going to be bent. Feet are flat on the floor. We've been talking about core engagement when we did day 1, our fitness test. We talked about engaging our core, so I want you to remember that, right? And our core is all of these muscles. It's not just our transverse abdominis that goes this way. We want to engage everything. So I'm going to have my hands behind my back to support my head. I'm going to be relaxing my shoulders and neck, pulling my tummy in, try to engage. So I think about pulling my belly button to my low back. Feels nice and tight. And then I'm going to lift and lower. So we're doing 25 just like that. So that was 1. And there's 2. 3. So I want it slow. I know some of you are like trying to pound these out. We want them slow and controlled. So often we're trying to do exercise and we're moving really fast, and there is definitely a time for that. But we also want to be able to control and hold our movements in isolation. So keep it going, lots of control. And if you can lift up higher, definitely lift up higher. If your crunches, you're just barely lifting your head off the floor, that's great too, right? You're still moving. It's all good. The main point is we want to control our core. You should be feeling your muscles move here. So when we do this quickly, It's not the same thing. We want lots of control. You should feel the tension in your tummy when we do this. You shouldn't feel any pressure on your head or neck. And you are trying to relax as you lift and lower. Also remember to breathe. That's important too. All right. Let's do 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, good job. So that was our crunch without a ball. We're gonna move to the ball next. Hopefully you guys, I'm gonna have to move my camera so my head doesn't get cut off. All right. Okay. So this is our large ball. Crunches on the large ball. If you guys are wondering what that verse was, it was Psalms 119, 130. For the large ball, I'm going to actually use a timer and do 30 seconds of crunches. 30, let's do 40 seconds. So on the big ball, we want to walk our bottom down enough that we're going to have an angle, right? So here is going to be harder. The further down you walk on your ball, it's going to be a different type of challenge, right? So depending on what you need for this to be a challenge for you, that's where you want to be on the ball, okay? So you could be up higher. That's going to be far more challenging, or walk it down. I would suggest being around right here. So like your low back is on the ball, right? And your ball needs to be so you can actually put your bottom on it, right? All right, so here we go. We're going for time. And then crunch up. So you can see the ball is actually helping helping you come up for this crunch. It's a good one. Again, relaxing your shoulders and your neck. So that went by a lot faster. All right. So again, if you're doing the challenge and we talked about if you're doing 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, on this day, you could do a little bit more if you wanted, right? My suggestion is to start here and work your way up so you continue, so you don't get so tired or so frustrated that you don't come back tomorrow and do your next workout. You want to be consistent. So try to begin and stay consistent. So consistency is really key. If we start things and we go too hard and we decide, oh, I ain't doing that again. So we want to begin and continue. So our next move is a reverse crunch, which is a little bit more spicy. All right, I'm moving it back down so you guys can see this one. It's a little bit more spicy. We're gonna do it together. So we're laying on our back, and we are going to put our feet in the air. All right, your arms don't need to be in the air. Arms can actually be flat on the floor. Okay, so we just did a regular crunch. This is a reverse crunch. So we're going to lift our bottom into the air. A lot of times you'll see people do these and they'll really be lifting their legs high. If you have a lot of ab control, awesome. Totally do that. I'm going to use a timer for this so I don't have to think about counting while I do this move. So if you have a lot of core strength, that's great. But if you do not, then you want to just think about the muscles that you're getting to move. All right, so a reverse crunch. You're going to lift your bottom up and then bring it back down. We are using the lower part of your ab muscles. Whenever you use your abs, you use them all together, but our concentration is on the lower abs. So we're contracting our abs, right? We're talking about that engagement. We're engaging our abs, and that's what we're using to lift our bottom up. When you first start doing this move, it's going to be small. I remember when I first started doing it, I was like, I don't even think I'm moving. But you are feeling those muscles, right? So we're just lifting up and lowering down. So if I was using momentum, I could make that even bigger, right? I want you to know the muscles that you are getting to contract and to use them only. So don't make it big yet, because once you make it big, you get momentum. We want you to use muscles, not momentum. Let's start. Little movements. You can think about bringing your belly button to your chest, right? Again, does not matter how big it is. So it's probably tiny. You might be like, I don't know if anything is moving, because like right now I'm still contracting my abs. Do that. Get those muscles to move. You want to know which muscles I'm talking about. For some of us, just holding our legs up like this is work enough. Woo. Time. Great job. Wonderful. You did that. That's awesome. Good job. All right. Our last move is a plank. We're going to be on our elbows. Your goal is to hold up to 60 seconds this first time. If you know that you can do a 60-second plank hold, then just do a plank hold for 60 seconds. If you want to make it longer, make it longer. Once you get up to 2 minutes of a plank hold, you need to add a different level of complexity to it. But today we're just doing 60 seconds on our elbows, actually our forearms. I'm going to show you. And we're going for 60 seconds. And I know some of you are not at 60 seconds yet. So you just take a rest and come back to that movement. By the end of the month, you're going to be at 60 seconds. I said what I said. All right, let's go. So we are going, set my timer. We're on our forearms. That's down here. And I want you to go to toes. I know some of you are practicing on knees. I want you to go to toes. Start on toes. See how long you can hold it on toes. Take a break and then go to knees if you want to, or come back to toes. But we want to be on toes. That's where we're going to start, even if it's like 3 seconds. Okay? All right, here we go. We're on our toes. So in a plank, we are engaging our core. You're trying to be stacked, like my elbow, shoulder is stacked on top of each other. You want your feet like hip width apart. If you had a wider stance with your feet, that's going to make it a little bit more manageable. But your goal is to be together. So if you need, widen out those feet. Gives you a bigger stance of stability. And you're doing great, you guys. We've got 17 seconds. So this forearm hold is a little bit more challenging than if we were up here. Okay? So 3, 2, 1. Woo, great job. There's our time. That was 60 seconds. It went by really fast. Yay! All right. You guys, we did it. We made it through our core. So if you, checking to see if I have comments, you guys. If you wanted more, if you're like, oh, this is great, but I want more. That's awesome. All right. Go ahead and take a walk, or you could do this whole thing again if you wanted to. If you need more. My goal was to get you moving today. Our goal is to be consistent. This was a great core workout. I'm so proud of you for doing this today. Again, if you're like, I'm not sure what this is, this is the 21 days of Fitmas. Today was our core workout. If you haven't downloaded the whole package yet, you can do that. You can find the link in the description box to download the challenge. My name is Teresa Horn. You guys, thanks so much for joining me. Again, God has a plan for your fitness, and all you need to do is go to him for that plan. When we get our plan from God, we can be consistent and walk in complete health, which is what you were designed to do. All right, you guys, I won't see you tomorrow. So tomorrow is walking or lifting. The lifting workout is already here. So that's what you do tomorrow. So lifting happens tomorrow, walking or lifting. And then we'll be back here live. What's the next day we'll be live, you guys? Maybe I'll come in live just to encourage you. But the workout is already here. All right. So the next day we'll be live is day 6, and it's upper body. All right. See you guys later.